Long ago, the people of Mbago lived in peace without a king, a very small village with vibrant young men who were mostly farmers. But there was this strange incident that began to happen which left the villagers in pain and sorrow. A sudden disappearance of their farmers. These farmers would leave their houses into their various farmlands for work but will never return. Through the chief priest, who was the messenger of the gods, the villagers sought out help from the deity of their land, asking for protection against the unknown enemies of their people. The deity in return requested for a blood sacrifice, which involves killing of all the first male child of every family in the village between the ages of 0 to 2 years. The villagers cried in anguish because they do not want to give out their sons for sacrifice. However, they have no other option than to succumb to the request of the deity. Children who fell into this age range were forcefully taken away from their parents. They were killed and their heads were offered for sacrifice. The strange incident ceased to happen and their land was safe. Little did they know that it was just for a short period of time. There was this hunter in the village called Amadi. Amadi and his wife Odrigo have been married for years without a child. She has become an object of mockery in the village because of her inability to conceive. She has visited all native doctors and all the herbalists in the village in order to conceive, but all to no avail. One day she had a dream where a man was handing over to her a child wrapped in a thick cloth. Few months later, she conceived and gave birth to a baby boy. She named the child Ikemefuna. There was something very particular about the boy. He was born with a brightly colored mysterious sign on his forehead. It had been 5 years since the blood sacrifice for protection was made to the deity, and again, the strange incident has started happening. The chief priest consulted the deity and it was revealed that another blood sacrifice must be made. But this time, the deity requested for the head of Ikemefuna, the boy with the strange sign on his forehead. On the day of the sacrifice, the chief priest forcefully took away Ikemefuna from his parents. Unknown to Amadi and his wife, Ikemefuna was born with a mystical power that turns everything in front of him into a statue if he mistakenly cries. As they got into the shrine and was about to sacrifice the boy, the sign on his forehead turned into red, and the boy began to cry for the first time ever since he was born. Immediately, the chief priest turned into a statue and all the elders who came to witness the ritual disappeared into thin air. The baby was brought back to his parents safely. The news about Ikemefuna spread like a wildfire in the village. Everybody was marveled because nothing like this has ever happened in the history of Mbago. After some months, a large python was discovered in the forest situated in the outskirts of the village. It was this python that has been swallowing the farmers all those while. A grand prize was mapped out for anybody that succeeds in killing the python. The person will be crowned king and kingship will never disappear from his lineage. Amadi, in his quest for power and recognition, grabbed the golden opportunity by using his son as bait for the snake. The child was all alone in the forest when the python arrived. As it was about to engulf him into its mouth, the child detected danger and cried profusely. Suddenly, the snake was turned into a dry statue. The villagers were overwhelmed with joy because they can freely move around the village without fear of the unknown. Amadi was crowned king, and after he died, his son Ikemefuna succeeded the throne.